YouTube, how the heck you doing? This is Corey here with Watcher of Realms. We're going to go ahead and get straight to this. This is going to be the Chaotic faction. Now, once again, with this map, we have a lot of interesting changes, mainly because of the placement. So there's only really one team, technically two variations that I could think of and kind of test that seem to have any semblance of working. And truth be told, you 100% need Carnelian on this map if you're going to go ahead and run a Chaotic team, because the most important piece of this team is going to be Sargak, because he's going to go ahead and deal with any anti-air threats. So let's just go get straight to it. So in this position, we have Brokir. Honestly speaking, you probably want Gon in this tile here if you have him. If you don't have him, then Brokir is more than fine. But overall, the concept is Saryak in the back. His whole purpose is to go ahead and deal with any anti-air threats. So any lightning guards that are coming through the map, his job is just to go ahead and insta-ult and chunk them down before they even get the ability to move past. Even if they go ahead and bait out Sargak's ult, he's still going to be able to be at 0 HP because your healer, I know I have Eunomia in this position here, but you want Carnelian. So if you have Carnelian, Sargak is going to remain at least 30% HP, and so he's going to just chunk out that damage and be a reliable source of anti-air. Secondly, you also want Ajax. Reason being is because you do not want to go ahead and just stack up too many sources of physical damage. Having Ajax gives you that magic damage, so any swarms that are being developed, he's going to be able to hit a multitude of those units and kind of whittle down them, and that helps Sargak because Sargak will go ahead and do more damage as the units get a little bit lower in HP. So that's the synergy with that. So all the three platform units almost have to be those three. It has to be a Sargak, it has to be an Ajax. You could use a Ymrit on the ground, but then you're missing out on some potential damage, and you need Carnelian. Once again, like I can't harp on it enough, you need Carnelian. The point of Valdon is essentially to go ahead and deal with any physical damage threats, like a Maw, for example. So if someone's going ahead and dropping a Maw, Valdon's job is to essentially one-shot it, two-shot it, whatever he needs to do, so that the Maw is not being able to just stay on the field and eventually take down your tank. So one thing as to why that works as well is because Carnelian is going to keep him at least a little bit of pseudo-tanky so that he can go and take out the unit. And then third, right, Valdon will go ahead and do more damage, and when I say more damage, he has the ability to do his AoE hits more frequently whenever he is sub 50% HP. So with Carnelian, he should always be at sub 50% HP, and so he's going to deal with swarms rather effectively if RNG is on your side. So you have a multitude of things right between Valdon and Ajax that will go ahead and deal with swarms because of RNG, especially on Valdron's side. Ajax is relatively consistent with dealing with swarms. And then secondly, Sargak and Valdron are going to be your single target damage dealers that are going to be really effective against Maws. So that's one of the most important things. Now, once again, I can't harp on it enough. You really need a Carnelian for this team. And if you are using Brokir, that's more than fine. But once again, ideally, you kind of want to use a Gon here because Gon's going to give a better Lord buff overall to the rest of the chaotic units rather than the Valdron Lord buff that you'd get. So let's just go ahead and save this. And then I'm going to go ahead and hop over to the keep because good Lord, the keep is very, very, very frustrating. So let's get this to load up. All right, now we can actually play the game again. So let's go to the keep. And this is a little bit interesting in terms of placement. And once again, I really strongly recommend that you use Carnelian on this team because Carnelian is going to go ahead and activate the whole purpose of this team, right? Low HP, very high damage, relatively high sustainability as well. So here we go. The team is going to be, in this case, we have Brokir, right? I would honestly prefer if this was a Gon. And Valdon is here, but I would prefer if Valdon was Lubu, right? Now, the reason being is because Lubu is going to go ahead and hit these tiles, and he's going to function similar to Ymrit. Truth be told, if you do have Ymrit, you could even just slot Ymrit right here, and you'd probably have more success overall. That's just something that I would personally do. Right? It's either Ymrit or Lubu in this particular position. Ajax is super valuable in this position because he's going to go ahead and whittle down any of the units that kind of start moving through here relatively easily. He's going to do a lot of damage as well because he's going to chunk out any fool that kind of passes this area right here. And then also, Sargak is also in this position because you really ideally want to take out any source of sustainability, right? So if Ajax is able to make the units low, Valdron is not in this position in this official team. The official team is once again Lubu Ymrit. They're going to go ahead and chunk it down. And then also, Eunomia is in this position, but once again, this is supposed to be a Carnelian, right? So all of these units are going to get bounced and get the shield. And ideally, any threat that comes on the map should be dealt with rather effectively. Now, one thing that is very important to note, Garnet guards might be a threat whenever you're using this team. Reason being is because Garnet guards are going to travel right here, and then they're instantly going to start targeting the Ajax. So you really need a fast Carnelian, and you also really need to pump out as much damage as you possibly can on your Sargak, on your Ajax, and then you should be okay. One second thing to note, if you do not have Gone, I wouldn't even mind if you use the Malvira, and instead of using, let's see here, let's change this up a little bit. I wouldn't mind if you even did this, right? Where you go ahead and place the units down here. Bam. This is also fine. Reason being is because the first unit that should go ahead and get the orb is going to be Ajax. So Ajax is going to get the orb, be tanky, be safe from Garnet guards. The Lubu or Ymrit is going to chunk out any damage dealers that are coming onto this map. And then finally, if you really need, like absolutely need to, you can even swap out Carnelian in this position, and you could use a Lily, because Lily is going to go ahead and get that guaranteed protection to Ajax. And in this case, your Gone is also fine. If you don't want to use Gone, I don't know what to tell you. You have to use Gone for this. And then Lubu / Ymrit deals damage. Sargak is your insurance policy. He's always going to be at 0 HP in this particular position. And most importantly, right, if you're using Lily in this tile, it means you don't have to worry about Sargak getting any heals and dealing less damage. So this is going to be the team that I strongly recommend, at least for the keeps and for the towers, for Season 7 Gladiator Gauntlet. See ya.